Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it? Huh? Yeah, so don't worry, regular videos are on their way. I've planned most of the videos of September. There's huge stuff coming out. Um yeah, so please look forward to that. Don't worry, normal videos are coming. But here's the thing that happened yesterday. Little did you know, I was planning on making a video about Pokemon last month, but I thought I've seen so many other videos talking about the problems with the new Pokemon games that everybody has already, talked to death about it. I knew I wouldn't be able to add a lot to the discussion, so I thought, okay, I won't do it. So, in case you're wondering why you can't see my face right now, it's because I don't want this video to be taken down by Nintendo. I hope they don't fucking do it. Let me make the screen smaller so they don't fucking do that. Yay. So yeah, the new Pokemon trailer happened, huh? Right. So the reason why I'm talking about it is because basically this new trailer and specifically the announcement of Curry on Rice perfectly encapsulates my problems with Pokemon, with this new Pokemon game especially. So what was Pokemon to me? The important parts of Pokemon to me were two. First of all, the Pokemon themselves, which arguably you can say are not in a good state with this game. Obviously, National Dex isn't coming, and the new Pokemon designs for this gen have kind of disappointed me. And I liked the designs of last generations, of Generation 7, for example, and Generation 6. But my problem with Pokemon, and I guess that's kind of my fault because I always said Pokemon designs are easy. You can add a face to literally any object or any animal, and it will be a Pokemon and it'll look great. Oh, yeah, right, Curry. It'll be a Pokemon and it'll look great, but in this generation, so many of the designs have just been so humanoid. So many of the designs have just been a thing with a face. And that's not good. I guess that can be the theme of this generation, but is it a nice theme? Is it pretty to look at? Does it produce interesting Pokemon? No. They all just kind of look creepy. But yeah, let's move on to the actual point of this video. So the first pillar to me of Pokemon has been the Pokemon. And the second one has been the role-playing aspect. Actually being in the Pokemon world. A world that is very different from our own, but yet very, very similar. And I've talked about this at length in the past, specifically to my friends. As you know, the first 4 generations have taken place in Japan, which is cool. Japanese games, Japanese media often takes place in Japan. Japanese people love Japan. That's nice. But so you've made 4 generations of Pokemon in Japan. So obviously they were going to take the next games to take place in other, regions of the planets, and they succeeded with that in the 5th generation by making it take place in New York, which was really nice. It was Unova, the region based on New York, was really, really different. Then came the 6th generation, and it was kind of just, is it Paris? Is it not Paris? It kind of looks like Paris, and the surroundings of Paris, but there's just a lot of random shit thrown in, and a lot of, Japanesey stuff for no reason. And I am a fan of Japan. I guess you could call me a weep. I don't watch a lot of anime, but I really, really enjoy Japanese culture. But there's been 4 games, 4 generations taking place in Japan. I am tired of playing Pokemon in Japan. So, with the 7th generation, again, we were on Hawaii, but... And I know that Hawaii has some real-life influences from Japan, so I took it. I took, all the Japanesey stuff that was in that game, and it was like, okay, that's fair, it has to do with Japan, it's fine. Hawaii itself in real life has something to do with Japan, that's okay, but here comes the 8th generation, which takes place in Britain, arguably a country that has nothing to do with Japan. And here we are in Britain, and a new feature will be introduced in this game called Curry on Rice. Now, you tell me, right? What does Britain have to do with curry on rice? It doesn't. It doesn't have to do anything with curry on rice. But the game is made by Japanese people. Japanese people love Japan, so here we are, curry on rice. You're in Great Britain, you're in England, and the only dish you can cook is curry on rice. And look, I know this isn't a big deal, but for me, this is just a perfect example. That's why I'm so happy that they gave me this example. This is a perfect example of what the fuck is wrong with Pokemon. This thing is extremely immersion breaking. And to me, as you know, an important aspect of playing Pokemon was being in that place, being in that region. But this game is just full of things that are just features to be features. They're just decoration. And that's a problem. Because the Pokemon world is no longer a world. Especially in this game. I mean, it's just full of a bunch of random stuff. I mean, how can you explain Pokemon becoming huge, giants? Does it have a logical explanation or anything to do with, the actual place where this happens? No. What does curry have to do with Great Britain? Nothing. But it doesn't matter because it's just a game and it's just full of, a bunch of features. And the thing is, camping looks great. It looks fun. Cooking looks great. It looks fun. And people have been wanting cooking to be a part of Pokemon again, because you could, cook pastries and, sweets for your Pokemon in the past. But cooking would have been a great integration into the game. What isn't a great integration to the game is curry and rice. And I just find it ironic, because you could have made, a bunch of recipes for different things to eat, but instead you're just here saying, oh, there will be more than 100 curry and rice recipes. Isn't that exciting? No, it isn't. No. And I'm really, really tired of just being forced to be in Japan again and again, because the developers are like, oh, isn't Japan cool? We love Japan. Yeah, I do too, but I don't want to roleplay in Japan forever. Thank you very much. And I mean, also, I wasn't gonna make a huge deal about this, but you're feeding Pokemon sausages. You're feeding Pokemon meat. So you're making your Pokemon eat themselves. And like I said, I know this isn't a big deal, and I know in the anime they eat meat, but Pokemon in the anime don't eat meat. I mean, at least not specifically. You're not shown it. And it's just so weird to me that you could, cook a Pokemon and make them eat themselves. And like I said, of course this whole thing isn't a big deal. It's just a video game. It's just full of features. But it just shows that they don't care about building a world anymore. So they're getting lazy with Pokemon, they're getting lazy with animations, and oh yeah, the animations in this trailer are a little bit better than the other ones, but the animations of the Pokemon in this trailer are still one happy animation, one attacking animation, and that's it. That's what we'll see while you're camping. Because I don't know if you've seen it, but I guess you can tickle Pokemon. And if you tickle them, it's not like they will sneeze. For some Pokemon, it looks like sneezing, but it's actually their attack animation, so. Anyway, yeah. So, Curry on Rice is dumb, it's immersion breaking, and it's a prime example of what the fuck is wrong with this game. I hope my points were relatively clear. I know this is super ranty, but it's a very improvised video. I wasn't planning on making this. But, yeah. Game Freak is dumb, Curry on Rice is dumb. I mean, you can see berries here. Berries would have been a nice addition. I guess you can find berries in this game, but why would you use them for fucking curry on rice? I don't... Whatever. Curry on rice. Curry on rice.